Welcome back to FMTV. Hope you've been well during lockdown. 5G, another hot topic in 2020, not to outdo the coronavirus and the headlines that are happening now, but give it some time and exposure and we shall see. So what are the facts and fallacies to this new technology? Will it be a player in biblical prophecy? Let's find out. Wikipedia says 5G is the fifth generation of wireless communication technologies supporting cellular data networks. Large-scale adoption began in 2019 and today virtually every telecommunication service provider in the developed world is upgrading its infrastructure to offer 5G functionality. 5G communication requires the use of communications devices, mostly mobile phones, designed to support the technology. The frequency spectrum of 5G is divided into millimeter waves, mid-band and low band. Low band uses a similar frequency range as the predecessor 4G. 5G millimeter wave is the fastest, with actual speeds often being 1 to 2 gigabytes per second down. The reach is short, so more cells are required. Millimeter waves have difficulty traversing many walls and windows, so indoor coverage is limited. Sound confusing and complicated? In short, 5G operates in a high frequency band of the wireless spectrum. So the plan is estimated that a rollout of each tower is approximately 1 tower to every 5 houses, or 100 meters or 328 feet. Basically a small tower every couple of homes. A plan, mind you, that has been implemented whilst you have been in lockdown. However, countless doctors and scientists have contended that the new network generates radio frequency radiation that can damage DNA and lead to cancer.
Mostly academic, internal medicine, hospital-based, clinical research, and medical education.
I'm a certified Microsoft small business specialist. I've worked on space station designing the cabling system for the airlock module, where I was responsible for EMI, EMC analysis, which is electromagnetic interference, electromagnetic compatibility.
I am a professor in the Department of Epidemiology, Biostatistics, and Occupational Health, and I teach there both toxicology and health effects of electromagnetic radiation.
My name is Daphne Tachover, and I'm the founder of an organization called We Are the Evidence. We are an organization that represents the many adults and unfortunately many children who have become very sick from wireless technology radiation.
There seems to be a couple false Easter eggs being put out there right now. I want to make sure we dispel that right off the gate.
The effects of wireless on health scientifically are very, very clear.
So it's always pushed back to the definition of an acceptable level of radiation. And that's what this is, by the way. This is about radiation.
Wireless radiation has biological effects, period.
My name is Dr. Angie Kolbeck. I've been reviewing the studies showing the impacts of wireless radiation on our health, and there are now thousands of studies showing the following adverse health impacts to wireless radiation: cancer, oxidative damage, DNA damage, DNA failure.
Things like memory, dizziness, anxiety, brain fog.
Headaches, nosebleeds, cognitive problem, exhaustion.
We have evidence of DNA damage, cardiomyopathy, which is the precursor of congestive heart failure. So 5G is not a conversation about whether or not these biological effects exist. They clearly do.
There is scientifically evidence that is so strong that you can be certain that the standards used by the FCC to manage health effects are wrong.
What is our exposure in a day? It's not one cell phone. It's cell phones, it's multiple wireless networks, it's smart meters, it's cell towers. It's this sandwich, and it all adds up.
Within our new daily life grappling with corona, the rollout of 5G with download speeds of up to 100 times faster than that of 4G, for example, the ability to download a movie in about 10 seconds, it will be a welcomed and almost worshipped commodity in the foreseeable future. To get a sense of how it is impacting providers and why more bandwidth is critical, Verizon, an American provider, estimated there was a 75% increase in bandwidth demand in March 2020. That's a figure pre-worldwide lockdown. The demand for device connectivity is heralded by millions of school children using Zoom and other services to log on to classes amid the corona crisis. Families using apps to stay connected and online shopping becoming increasingly the only way we can shop. Telemedicine is of course going to continue to take root as waiting rooms become ever more crowded. This is not to mention Stan, Netflix and pornography. So there is a huge demand for faster connectivity. People are going to line up for it, like they did for the latest iPhone or technological gadget. It will be bigger than sliced bread, as the saying goes, for people who have an obtuse attachment to their device. To what extent does 5G cast radioactive radiation? Let's find out. We all know radiation has harmful effects on the body and immune system at long exposures. So what we'll be dealing with is an invisible footprint. These new smaller cell towers are emitting what is called EMF, or electric magnetic frequency, or electromagnetic field, or RF, radio frequency radiation. The towers are reportedly emitting anywhere from 30 gigahertz up to 300 gigahertz. A gigahertz is a measurement for AC alternating current. An average Apple Mac desktop computer runs at approximately 2.5 gigahertz to do its calculations. People who play online games require more, about 3 to 5 gigahertz. The telecommunications industry is limited, or supposed to be limited, to 90 gigahertz, because at 95 gigahertz, that is a strength that is considered to be weapon grade. That is, you can burn people's skin at that level. There are some reports on the internet that people can actively feel a burning sensation on their skin, and that the military have used this technology to scatter crowds. However, what we are going to be dealing with is an electroradiation signal fog, which is obviously strong at the source, but is repeated at the smartphone and or device receiving the signal. Another argument present is the difference between ionized and non-ionized radiation. 5G emissions apparently reside between the scopes of radio frequency spectrums of previous cell technology and into and including microwaves, the aforementioned range being 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. However, this is on the precipice or cliff face of ionized radiation, such as ultraviolet light including X-rays and gamma rays, the harmful stuff. Again, everybody knows the stuff that causes cellular or DNA damage. Given the admitted knowledge readily available by such diagrams and 5G pro-campaigners, aka worldwide telecommunication companies, that suggest that 5G falls below damage control level, in any event, would you like to live next door or on the doorstep of a satellite or sleep next to a microwave oven continually turned on? Thereupon, the question begs, what are the actual readings in the field to determine this?
Davis is one of 250,000 workers a year. An insurance rating agency said gets too close to these antennas. They act as an open microwave and can cause eye damage, sterility, and cognitive damages.
What we're going to go do is I'm going to show you the invisible footprint of these potentially hazardous areas that workers don't see.
Drew Fountain has a $20,000 meter that measures the RF frequency. An RF frequency over 20% can injure people. Over 100% can burn someone.
Cell just up there. I'm about 20 meters away. Just there, the 5G cell. Got this little nifty gizmo. Multi-field EMF meter, RF strength 50 to 3.5 gigahertz. So this should encapsulate basic 5G. So it's already on max strength and I'm 20 meters away. And this phone that's recording it, by the way, is on airplane mode. So it's not being affected by the phone. So I'm 20 meters away and look at the waves. Maximum. 20 meters away. It's just constantly spiking up. What? Look at that spike. Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. What is it doing? What is it doing? So it goes between 60% and over 100% every 10 seconds. Is that it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I bought myself an EMF reader off eBay for around about $40, and I recommend that every household in the future should have one. An idea of how fast the current rollout is, let's take the example of Elon Musk. The FCC, or the Federal Communications Commission, is a US government agency responsible for regulating the radio, television and phone industries. And they have authorized SpaceX, Elon Musk to begin rolling out as many as 1 million ground antenna for its Starlink internet project. Starlink is an ambitious network of about 12,000 satellites that SpaceX wants to use to provide high-speed internet to anywhere in the world. High-speed internet anywhere in the world includes all living life. This is what PrincipiaScientific.org has to say about electromagnetic fields on organic life as a whole. All plants and animals, including humans, have adopted to the Earth's electromagnetic fields, which include a natural direct current, DC magnetic field, and low-frequency Schumann resonances. A natural field that are both electric and magnetic, caused by the Earth's surface and ionosphere near the top of the atmosphere. To navigate in relation to these fields and to control their immune systems, birds and bees use magnetically sensitive substances called cryptochromes. These protein pigments found in virtually all animals, plants, and many bacteria. Cryptochromes measure light to control and reset animals' biological clocks. Some animals use cryptochromes to sense or see the direction of the Earth's magnetic fields. Cryptochromes are badly impaired by human-made oscillating EMFs, disrupting insects and animals' solar and magnetic navigation abilities, likely leading to results such as bee colony loss, loss of migratory birds, butterflies, and a weakening of the immune system. For example, radio frequency radiation RFR or EMFs can blot out a bird's perception of the Earth's field, causing the bird or insect to fly in the wrong direction and their internal clock based on the sun's changing direction. Where did it all start? China. The coronavirus, 5G. Anyway, pointing fingers is of no consequence to the bigger picture of what China did to implement the seemingly rapid recovery expulsion of the virus. Face recognition and corona apps on mobile phones was the answer, all recorded by the state. This is going to be the new model for the Western world. We all know Facebook were in hot water for divulging personal data not so long ago. Enter coronavirus. Facebook are in talks with the US government to aggregate people's location data to help track the spread of COVID-19. Apple and Google, of course, announced a partnership that will soon let its users opt in to a centralized tracing tool, designed to help determine if a person has come into contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Quite possibly, as I speak now, it is being implemented in your country. The opt-in system uses Bluetooth to transmit a randomized and anonymous identifier to nearby devices. A user can then choose to upload their data, which is then broadcast to other devices. It's like a dobbing in system, really. And if a match is found based on time span and distance between nearby devices, a user will be told that he or may have been exposed to a person whose identity is not shared with the virus. Location data gathered by companies like Facebook and Google could also clarify whether people are social distancing in accordance with government orders and whether it's working. However, it is another mandate currently being rolled out to the world. Enter Bill Gates, who wants to launch human implantable capsules that have digital certificates, which can show who has been tested for the coronavirus and who has been vaccinated against it. These digital certificates referred to are human implantable quantum dot tattoos that researchers at MIT and Rice University are working on as a way to hold vaccination records. The quantum dot tattoos involve applying dissolvable sugar-based microneedles that contain a vaccine and fluorescent copper-based quantum dots embedded inside biocompatible micron-scale capsules. After the microneedles dissolve under the skin, they leave the encapsulated quantum dots whose patterns can be read to identify the vaccine that was administered. Okay, now let's combine Elon Musk's ongoing efforts with another baby he has called Neuralink, with the efforts of Bill Gates' digital certificate quantum tattoo platform. Musk is building technology that will allow humans to access more of their brain functions, and he is doing this through his Neuralink company, which is dedicated to developing interfaces between brains and machines. Sounds like a bad sci-fi movie? You're right. Neuralink has 3 stated goals: treating brain disorders and helping people who have accidents, creating a brain-machine interface, and building a potential symbiosis with AI, or artificial intelligence. Now, let's look at Revelation 13 again. And the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark of the beast or the number of its name. Revelation 13:16-17. Remembering that radiation at everyday level for you and I is an X-ray or going through an airport security scan, or now thermal scanning for corona. 5G to your mobile phone will be the same principle in the near future. Your body will contain a dye-like digital substance that will be easily recognizable by any scanning equipment they desire, the Deep Cabal. Oh, let's see, your mobile phone is that personal scanning system, your personal ticket to the beast system, and you won't be able to buy or sell without it. If you refuse, like the mandates are being placed now, you will be deemed a threat to society and possibly disposed of. If vaccines are going to be mandatory in the not too distant future, you would have to be either insane or implicit not to understand the mark of the beast platforms are here. Social distancing here and quarantine there. Digital tattooing everywhere to those who don't care. It's whether you believe in the implementation of their further plans against the Bible. I urge everybody who's watched this episode of FMTV to consider the crimes against humanity that are currently being placed. This is not technology for the progress of us all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's de-evolution. And it's not a movie being played out in front of you anymore. These scenarios are more real than any Aldous Huxley novel, more real than any reality TV series, because it's happening to you within the walls of your home now. In the next episode of FMTV, we'll be looking at the CERN project, the world's largest hadron collider. And until then, remember, the truth will set you free.